Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. I'm your host, Lavelle Miller. This podcast is discussion social responsibility, what it is, what it means for your organization, and how it could or could not affect your profits. Hope you guys enjoy the pod. So today we'll be talking about social responsibility and what that means for your business or the organization you work for. Now, social responsibility is more than recycling, using other sustainable materials, or reducing the carbon footprint for your company. While these things could consider you socially responsible, it's not in the traditional sense that we believe that they are. So, uh, depending on where you look, different polls, around 60 to 70% of millennials that are or will here soon make up the majority of the workforce found it beneficial to work for a company that was socially responsible. Now, included with that, it is not just monetary, right? So by that I mean it's not, oh, our company donates 5% of our profits every year to veteran communities or uh, minority communities or people in poverty or anything like that. It's something they actually have people physically do or provide at their job to solve or in an attempt to solve a lot of different issues, right? Or try to make the playing fields for a lot of things as even as possible. So if we look at, um, like I directly work for a library. So what does that mean? The company I work for is socially responsible by nature because any time somebody would come to the library and look for a resource, no matter what it is, it's our job to help or provide additional resources for them to be able to find the help that they need. But when we talk about the step above, like I was mentioning earlier, where the library I work at, we provide snacks for some of the impacted people that may need snacks. And this isn't only the homeless community, it can be somebody who is having blood sugar issues and things along that lines. You know, I need to eat something to take this with my medication, etc., etc., right? That's open to anybody, who feel free to ask, right? What also do we do? We also provide ponchos for anybody, not just specific people, right? Now, most of the time when we offer a lot of these services, they think they're only offered to a certain segment of people. And while a certain segment of people may use it more or whatever, it is for the greater good of the local community. We go out to places that people traditionally do not drive to sign them up for library cards and give them access to materials that they can receive digitally, right? If they have, of course, internet access or things like that. And we have started to work on a solution to where we can have essentially like a mobile bookmobile where we can go out to some of these areas and drop off items for people to increase the playing field for everybody to be able to have access to all of this knowledge, right? And it and when I and so using that example, it goes like this too. Like let's say if we want to look at a lot of the protest riots, however you feel about them, that happened in 2020 around certain events, it's not a socially responsible thing just because your company goes out on the forefront and put like Black Lives Matter on anything. That doesn't make them socially responsible. That just makes them they're aware of a situation and they could be looking to capitalize on it or they actually could mean something by it. What it would mean is if they then invested into communities of color or they sent people there directly to, once again, even the playing field by every means they seem necessary or offer resources or materials. So when you look at certain businesses, right, using the examples I've given you, how many businesses do you know, organizations, profit, nonprofit, take the time to invest within their own community? And that's something else that's I need to highlight again here, investing into your own community. Large organizations that help nationwide are great, but once again, what impact does it have for the people that you would directly interact with on a daily basis? So, how many businesses do you know that are socially responsible that you can pinpoint a couple of different things that they are attempting to do to for the betterment of their own community? Uh, does the organization uh, do like potlucks for people from the city to come get food? Do they do coat drives? Do they do like in the wintertime? Maybe shoes in the springtime. Does the organization look to invite people in for free workshops so other people can be able to do the same things that they have? These things are very important to, like I said, to like the elder group. And so if you don't have a company that does that, now mind you, you may not struggle, but it also could impact your profits. Why? Because if you have 60 to 70% of millennials who would want to work for a company that is socially responsible, then you could also assume that the same amount of people would want to shop from a company who is socially responsible. Now, of course, if you are a smaller organization or your own business, you may not be able to provide a lot of these things, and it could be difficult to figure out how to navigate these things uh, in the best light for your organization. There's tons of different things that you can do. Uh, Even like I said, you may not be able to physically be able to do this, but not physically be able to do this, but they have the staff to be able to do it. But promote causes that the greater community feels strongly about, uh, which could be trying to help end homelessness. Maybe it is uh, better education. Maybe it is more affordable housing. Um, Promoting and learning about more of these issues and using that as a point when you're speaking to people will help your business move, because once again, like I said, it is more socially, it makes your company seem more socially responsible. So what I would challenge you to do is I would challenge you to have to sit back, look at your organization or your own personal business, and see what does it do to try to help the community around you, and think about the ideas that you can probably bring to somebody to make them more socially responsible. The world we live in is ours, and we need to make sure that our children have a better life than what we did as our parents did for us. And the way to do that is to make sure that the world is still around when they grow up, that they're not having to regress in any manner. So, this is a short one. Didn't want to do it too long, but uh, once again, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at 37 Mode if we want to have more discussions about social responsibilities or ideas you have, and we can brainstorm on how to make these up to the next level, or bring them to the next level rather. So, this is how you become legendary. Greatness is earned.